Okay, so eVil Sublet. Right, this is thanks to Michele Farrot and Chick Art PR. Man, this is definitely an interesting little indie number. Really is. Okay, so it is directed by Allan Piper, who also wrote the joint. Um, I mean, he also produces alongside Chris Pearson, Beth Ann Mastorino, and Jennifer Leigh Houston. Jason Landry took care of the music. Allan Piper also is on cinematography and editing duties. Production design is Jennifer Leigh Houston. Special effects, we got Jennifer Leigh Houston and Stella Sensil. And then our cast. So Alex is played by Jennifer Leigh Houston. Her husband Ben is played by Charley Tucker. We've got their friend Oliver, played by Patrick Wang. Oh, Ben's sister is played by Michele Ammon. There's there's Rena, right, who owns the apartment, played by Sally Struthers. We have got we've got Ned, played by Pat Dwyer, and his husband Lorne, played by Stephen Mosher. There's Parker, our realtor. She's played by Ashley Buffkin. Who else do we have? Hedy, played by Leanne Borghesi. There's Janet, played by Rebecca Graham. We have got Kent, played by Jay Hurlinger. The Great Manfredo, played by Allan Piper. Very dodgy guy. Our paramedic, played by John DeVore. There's Tony, played by Joshua Price. Madam Moon, played by Helen Hong. Right, the bartender, played by Katie Sullivan. We got the sword swallower, played by Adam Rillman. Lisa the neighbor, played by Michelle Carlo. The apparition, played by Melissa Leonard. Penny the aspiring ventriloquist, played by Carla Rhodes. The artist, played by Christy Allan Piper. The other paramedic was played by Yeri Martinez Vallejo. So the gist of the film is this: a couple finds their dream apartment in New York City. Who cares if it's haunted, if the rent is cheap? But when murderous ghosts come after them, they must enlist the help of unusual friends to fight the evil. Right? We do have a statement from Allan. It reads, strange things happen in the apartment I share with my wife, Jen Houston. Doors open on their own, objects fly off shelves. All alone, Jen's heard crying voices and being grabbed by a cold hand in the dark. But none of this would push us out, because we know how lucky we are to have an affordable New York apartment of a size that almost only exists on sitcoms. Inspired by these mysterious events, some of which we've captured on video and audio and will be editing into the movie, we developed this project with our friends Beth Mastromaro and Emmy nominee Chris Parsons. Yeah, that's a little statement from their seeding site. It's really, I mean, it is very well done. This is very well done because there's definitely a good few occasions where I did jump. I definitely jumped. It is creepy as fuck with all the art on the walls and everything like that. And like there are definitely bits where you smile, right? You chuckle. It's amusing, you know. I mean, it's not laugh out loud for me anyway, but it's definitely, yeah, a little grin, a little smile, like, oh dear, they just said that. uh you know, it's one of them ones, right? Now, this is Allan's second feature, and it's been what, like 10 years since his first, which is kind of yeah, I mean, that's a big gap, right? That's a big gap. But it looks like Allan hasn't lost a step. Now we start off, right? You've got a guy, and he's holding a knife, and he's like, oh, me and my wife, we just watched Psycho, and she's having a shower. That's kind of crazy, right? Which, if you think, it's not really that crazy. It's not that crazy because, like, he's the Michael? Oh, fuck. I can't think of homie's name, right? But that dude, he's the one. It wasn't a ghost or anything. It was just a crazy dude, right? So you'd have a shower if you're thinking, you know what I mean? Your partner, your other half is sane, right? You only wouldn't go in the shower if you think, I think this motherfucker might try and kill me. But yeah, so we have this, and then events happen, and we then kind of go to present day. Now, I will say about the beginning, I don't know if we needed the nudity. Right? You kind of felt like it could have been all been done without that, but it's not like, you know, done in a titillating way, let's say, right? But then we jump to the you got Alex and Ben. They're walking to this apartment to view it, and you know, because now I don't even know, right? Because, you know, in New York, you have all of these different, like Dumbo, and you know, there was Hell's Kitchen, which I know it's changed. I can never remember what the name's changed to, but there's all of these things, right? And so when they're going, and they're like, "Oh, wait, this eVil," and she's just like, "No, eVil as in East Village." I don't know if that's actually true. I'm curious about that, right? But all of that kind of back and forth is kind of amusing. And then they meet Parker, the realtor. And the whole thing with that is, firstly, you walk into the apartment's cracking creepy. Like, if I'm walking to that apartment, I'm not staying. But, you know, we're walking around, and it's like when the realtor drops certain information, it is kind of funny because, like, they focus, well, I say Alex focuses on, wait, did you say there's a garden? Oh, like, what was the size of the place? You know, rather than, because it is definitely that thing of, right? If you can find something that's affordable and a decent size, it's, what are you prepared to put up with? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you find houses right by train tracks or near a nightclub, and it's just like, oh, could I put up with this noise for this place? Because this place is great, right? It's on a main road, so you know, just like the things you're prepared to put up with, and that kind of really highlights it, which is, you know, it's funny. Because every time you see, a US sitcom, you're meant to have these like poor, hard up people. Sometimes they're not even working, and their apartment house is huge, and it never makes any sense, right? So this is kind of putting context on that, and it's a good size. It's not huge, right? So it is believable. It's not one of those crazy ones where it's so fucking big. No, 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 no. It's not. But yeah, so with them watching these events and the way it all unfolds, man, because there's a lot of detail in this, right? When you like, there's a bit where Alex is doing this recording, and there's like shadows, right? You pay attention to like the shadows in the back, right? And then other times it's the pictures on the wall, and you look and you're like, did the eyes change? There's something new in that picture. Like, what? And you're just thinking, sometimes I don't even know if there was a change, but because you see things a few times, now you're like, I swear that changed. That changed, right? Oh, and you're not quite sure. You are not quite sure, which is, yeah, very well played. Like, it's pretty good on the dialogue, right? And you do buy the relationship between Ben and Alex. Also, yeah, buy the other stuff, which you kind of see. Yeah. Because Janet is also Alex's ex. So, like, we have that dynamic. Oliver is amusing. Their friend. You do wonder if the Oliver situation was for tensed. Is that the thing? From the conversation that he had. I do wonder. But yeah, no, it's, like, they are throwing in like callbacks to horror films and horror tropes, right? Which I think people will smile at. So there's a lot of, going into the basement and just certain kind of, tools, axes and knives, all of that thing, and creepy doll. The fucking dolls. That was way too creepy. Way too creepy. Like the TVs, like that whole situation. Like, yeah, it's well done. You're watching it and you are like, ooh, how is this going to end? How is this all going to come together? I did enjoy this. I really did, people. I very much did enjoy it. The end did get a little crazy, kind of like really? But, it's okay. It's okay. I will say, when watch the credits, because they do throw in some little stuff, and then there is a scene at the very end, a little bit of a callback, kind of. So yeah, all of that. eVil Sublet, right? It's going to be dropping on the 1st of October to VODs all across the spot. So yeah, we'll put if I'm given the links, I will put those on the website. All right, people. So yeah, if you like a horror comedy, something along the lines of Chad Got the Axe, right? Or Evil Deadstream, Super, was it Super Tenant? Yeah, like things on the line of those. If you enjoy those, I think you'll enjoy eVil Sublet.